Once again, you're welcome to Lagos Agencies in Focus. And of course, today we're going to be taking you into the transportation sector, focusing on agencies in Lagos. As a critical sector in any economy, movement of goods and persons is a fundamental catalyst for growth. But you cannot drive the industry and business of transportation without the drivers. And so, safe and secure transportation system in Lagos can only be sustained by competent and trained drivers with the right driving culture. And that has been the major set objectives of one of the strategic agencies in Lagos, talking about the Lagos State Drivers Institute, LASDRI. We're proud to present to you the General Manager of LASDRI, Mrs. Afisat Tiamiyu. Madam, you're welcome to Lagos Agencies in Focus.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you once again on the show. But quickly, for the benefit of Lagosians, and for those who might not really have that knowledge that an agency like this exists, when was LASDRI established? Why was it established? And of what importance is the agency?
Thank you very much once again. Lagos State Drivers Institute, with acronym LASDRI, which happen to be the citadel of learning for professional drivers. We have two types of drivers. We have professional driver and private driver. And we are operating under the confine of the law. The law that set up the agency mandated us to focus on professional drivers, those that their means of subsistence depends on driving. Somebody driving for government or private company, Uber drivers, commercial drivers, widely known as the downfall drivers. In as much as your means of subsistence depends on driving, the law says you need to come back to classroom once in a year towards updating your driving skills and knowledge. The motive behind it is safety of Lagosians. Everybody living in Lagos, you don't want anybody to start living under fear. You want a safe driving culture, good or motoring public, so that economy will boost and issue of incidences, crashes on Lagos road will reduce. You cannot even eradicate it totally, be able to reduce it to minimal level, so that innocent Lagosians will not be killed. So reckless driver killing many innocent Lagosians. But since we started taking all these drivers back to classroom, I can say categorically that things are changing. You can testify that the level and the rate of accident is reducing day by day.
Thank you very much, GM. Now, let's look at your set objectives. How does this fall in line with the Things Plus agenda of Mr. Governor?
We are under the first pillar. Transportation and travel marine happen to be the first pillar. Transportation that is safe, that is efficient, that is seamless, where people can be moving from origin to destination safely. That is where the role of drivers came in. When you see doctor and lawyer, you are always proud of their profession. So what we are trying to achieve is that being a driver, you shouldn't see yourself as a horse or that driving is no. Driving is a noble profession. Anything that you are doing that is bringing food to your table, you need to add value to it. So what we are trying to achieve is safe motoring, safe transportation, so that everybody driving in Lagos will not be living in fear.
Let's look at your training program. Can you expatiate more on the categories, the classifications, and the kind of driving curriculum the agency runs to ensure that you are able to build the right set of drivers for a cosmopolitan city like Lagos?
Thank you. As I was saying earlier,
Yes.
So we have two categories of drivers: professional drivers, who that are driving for a living.
Okay.
Then private drivers, like myself, I know how to drive very well.
Okay.
I'm not earning my living through driving
Driving.
as a job. What we do basically is retraining and the recertification. Before you can enroll for training in our agency, you must be a licensed driver. Licensed driver is somebody that has been trained. Because the law says if you want to learn how to drive, you should pass through a recognized or accredited driving school in any state of the federation. Like Lagos State here, we have a association of driving school where all driving school in Lagos belong. And as part of mandate given to us that we should take them back to classroom every year towards helping them to increase their knowledge. At times we change the training curriculum so that they can be learner driver can be getting it right from the scratch. There are 3 windows that we normally use to enroll drivers for training. The first window is what we call mandatory professional drivers training course. It's just 1 day in a year. Just come in a day when you enroll in the morning, by 4 o'clock you are done. The second one is what we call a rehabilitation program. Maybe you are on the road and you run foul of the law. Last one, VIS, maybe they check all your papers, they check your vehicle whether it's roadworthy or not. The law gave them a mandate that they need to ask for Lagos State driver's card. We want to know whether your driver has gone for the yearly training. Then there is a general course for offenders. Lastly, we have what we call structured or advanced training module. That one is only for drivers of truck, tankers, trailer, normally package course of instruction that will suit their own demands when they are on the road. Now, I've been finding it very, very difficult waiting for drivers to come on them. So we now created another line where we call it on-site training of drivers. We leave our office here with our materials and the personnel. We move our training to doorstep of end users, like company drivers. They tell you they don't have time. They cannot release their driver. We now say, if you don't want to come, let's package your training for you. We go there, we train them, go with our curriculum of training materials. After training, the only thing is that we don't issue our LASDRI certification card outside.
National Union of Road Transport Workers, are they aware of this certificate? Do they have them?
They have been part of the process. They have been sending their drivers on a yearly basis. At times, you invite us to come and do training at their offices. But the number of people that we expect to be coming from that area is not encouraging at all. So the numbers are very, very few. But we are not relenting in our hours to make sure that they come. We do engage them. Last month alone, we did stakeholders engagement to let them know that this is very, very important for them to key to getting your driver trained. Because they're able to train a driver, you are kind of creating a safe environment. So what we're trying to do is just to be sure that everywhere is safe.
Fantastic. Well, in case you just join us, we've been speaking with the General Manager of the Lagos State Drivers Institute, Mrs. Afisat Tiamiyu. To a large extent, she's been able to give us a very deep level of understanding about the training programs, efforts of the Institute. Now, Madam, who are your major stakeholders in the private and the public sector? And how are you been able to synergize to deliver on your mandate?
Thank you. Let me start from sister agencies like LASMA, VIS, Lagos State Parking Authority, Lamata, and so on. In collaboration with Lamata, we find out that the majority of the VRT drivers involved in traffic incidences were able to train more than 1,000 VRT drivers for like a week. And you can see that at least have you been hearing black bus accidents recently?
Fantastic.
So the training then has been having a kind of positive impact. The last one, VIS, they are the agencies saddled with enforcement for LASDRI. Every year we used to do what we call public enlightenment, Remember Month campaign. Even with FRS, they are part of our stakeholders. Also, we have been collaborating with another agency, which is a Lagos State Law Enforcement Agency. Then we have our private people, example like LASDRI. We have been working together to train their drivers. We have TJ Motors, It's one of our collaborator for training. We have like a Guinness Nigeria Limited. They used to educate motoring public that drinking and driving
Okay.
is prohibited. You should not encourage your learner driver to engage in drinking and driving. So it has been a lot.
Okay, GM, we need to know because the Governor Sanwo-Olu government is winding down, and you have been at the ends of affairs of this strategic agency. Can you catalog for us those legacy achievements?
The first achievement during my own tenure as general manager is expansion. When I took over the mantle of leadership, we had only 5 centers across the 5 divisions of Lagos State. We call it Ibile. Headquarters at Oshodi. We have a Ikeja center in front of us. Then Badagry at Okwafo. Another center at Ikorodu around Odonguyo. The Lagos Island Center at Ojaoba. Then the last one was at Badagry, Okwafo area.
Okay.
And then we used to have it very, very terrible. See, majority of driver coming here 2-3 days, they won't be able to get their LASDRI card processed. We now expand. As I'm speaking now, we are operating in those 5 centers and another 11 annexes. Add up, we have 16 operating base now. You can go to our website www.lasdri.org.ng. You will see all our centers. Secondly, you find out that training without assessment is like people are not adding value. So you cannot do training in LASDRI and just collect our LASDRI card like that.
Okay.
We assess you. Computer-based tests. It's only those that pass that we are issuing our Lagos State drivers the certification card for. When you fail 3 times, you go and pay another money to re-enroll.
Okay.
Another thing is that when I came here, I find out that majority of drivers, they are impatient.
Okay.
They will be telling you, let's do it fast. You want to do sharp, sharp. I kept on monitoring from the center here to all our centers. Now it has now become part and parcel of us. No compromise.
Okay.
Come to the agency, do your training, get your LASDRI card. Another area is the trainer program for driving school instructors and operators in Lagos State.
Okay.
Before I came in, nobody is doing that. Driving schools, they are the first point of call, and they are not getting it right. If they are training driver, the bad aspect of training, definitely the consequence will be evident. Every year, we are going to be taking them back to classroom for retraining and training program, and then we have been on it. We recently held year 2026 training program for driving school.
Okay.
And it has been having a positive impact
Okay.
on the driving school performance and operation. Another thing is that the change, I've been able to renovate all our centers. The environment is well kept. So it has been a very laudable achievement for the agency and all my staff and management, because it's a collective responsibility.
GM, let's assume I want to be a professional and a certified driver in Lagos. What does it require? And of course, how can I reach out to LASDRI?
Thank you very much. For you to be a professional driver in Lagos State, one, you need to possess a valid driver license. Secondly, you need to get yourself trained in Lagos State Driver Institute. We have our offices spread across Lagos State. Don't hesitate to visit any one of our centers, or you can call us 082-231-08441, or you can visit our website www.newlasdri.org.ng, on Instagram at LASDRIHQ, on X at LASDRI, then Gmail, Driver Institute at yahoo.com. Let's now take you around the Lagos State Driver Institute facilities. You are welcome to Lagos State Drivers Institute Ikeja Center. If you want to enroll for training in the agency, Everything starts from account department. They will issue e-billing. The bill is what you are going to take to bank to make your payment, because the training is not for free. It is highly subsidized by Lagos State government. After the payment, they will give you e-receipts. Lagos State government automated teller. This is high unit. Vision is key to good driving. So we have optometrists in all our center to ascertain that we are not graduating blind drivers. And the beauty of it is that after all the investigation, and if you require glasses like the one I'm wearing to drive, they will recommend it. And if you require him or her doing corrective surgery, we normally send them to go and do it at a government registered hospital. This is biometric section, where all information gathered from driver are recorded. This information is what we normally use to give them their certification card at the end of their training. Furthermore, we have a computer-based test where we normally subject drivers to a kind of like 10-15 minute test. This is a classroom section. You can see our students here this afternoon learning how to improve their driving skill at Ikeja center of the agency. You can see they are on road signs and marking. If you enter the chevron marking, what will happen to you is that you are accosted, and when you are accosted by each one of them, is it free of charge? You are going to do what? To pay fine. What is the meaning of road rage? It's like you should not allow your action to trigger other people anger. Rage is like anger, transferring aggression to other road. Any action that could lead to road rage, please avoid it. The law that set this place up says every year drivers should undergo a recertification and retraining program. If you now refuse to comply with that order, you are liable to be arrested by LASDRI or VIS. And if you are arrested by VIS for not having LASDRI card when they ask you for it on the road, 20,000 naira. So be happy. If you are happy as a driver, say eh eh. If you are happy as a driver, say eh eh. Happy drivers, you will be happy for the rest of your life. Thank you. I love you all. And welcome back from our facility tour. The essence of that tour is to make sure you know that LASDRI is fully on ground.
Thank you very much, GM. If you are an untrained driver, you want to be a professional driver, truly certified, with the possession of the LASDRI certificate, you can call the agency on 080 23 108441. And of course, the website is www.newlasdri.org. For Instagram, LASDRI HQ. For X, at LASDRI. You can also reach out to them through email, driversinstitute@yahoo.com. These platforms gives you a clear picture and understanding about the various professional driving training programs of the agency. So, GM, let's look at challenges. As an agency, there are likely challenges you face to meet up with your expectations. So what are those challenges and what effort are you making to overcome them?
The major challenge that I faced when I took over the mantle of leadership is a low turnout then, and I've taken the bull by the horn. So I'm not hesitating to move around, to do visitation, and that has speak for us in a very, very positive way now. People are now trooping in, and the evidence is even seen in our performance. The number of people that we are enrolling for training now has increased. Like we had like a 30% increase.
For an agency of this nature, how would you describe the support of Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu?
Can say 100%. And I'm using this opportunity to pray for Mr. Governor that God will give him good health to do more in service to humanity. All our requests, we now have a lot of equipment because anything you want to do is technology driven. So he has been able to give us 100% support. The finance, everything is top notch. So I pray for Mr. Governor for good life.
Okay, GM, in order for you to ensure performance and compliance, does LASDRI have any monitoring mechanism to be able to supervise and ensure that all the training you are dishing out, you are getting the positive result?
Then we have monitoring and compliance departments.
Okay.
Their duty is to move around. They move around companies to see whether they actually send their drivers for training yearly.
So what's the feedback really?
There are some that they will say, I don't even know that an agency like this exists. So through the visitation, we have been able to bring the majority of this company on board.
Looking at Lagos as a cosmopolitan city, the commercial nerve center of the country, Lagos is busy. There is huge traffic, and of course, thank God for LASMA doing a good job. How would you describe the driver's mentality in Lagos State?
Driver mentality in Lagos, as you said, is something less because despite all efforts by all enforcement agency, including LASDRI, that our own is just like a intervention center. It's not even about professional driver, even private vehicle drivers now. The way they drive at times used to give us a kind of what is the problem? Are these people trained? Even those that are trained, we see that majority of them, the driving habit is still something else. But I believe with continuous training, retraining yearly, we are going to get to what we want. It's not encouraging at all.
Because of the commercial nature of Lagos, drivers coming into Lagos, drivers driving outside Lagos, how do you cope with, especially those who come from other states into your city? How do you monitor them?
Our agency, we don't have power to enforce, but the only thing that we are doing that in collaboration with our agency like LASMA and VIS. And the only area where we normally have connection with them is when they are accosted for wrong violation of the law. LASMA or VIS normally send them to us for training and rehabilitation. It's true all our other sister agencies.
Okay. Let's look at the future. Before you leave office, because you've done great work, great achievements, between now and the appropriate time, what are those innovative efforts, additional value you're bringing on board to improve the services of LASDRI?
Thank you very much. I was looking for a situation where I'm going to leave behind a transformed Lagos State Driver Institute where everybody will engage in using technology to make things work faster. Also, we have something that we are cooking now.
Okay.
We are bringing state-of-art driving simulators so that first-line driver can come to us, to the agency here, and benefit from their training.
For an institute that is saddled with the responsibility to train, how well trained are your staff, your team? So what's that human capacity program LASDRI has been able to put in place for your workforce?
On a yearly basis, we have a training that is centered on a retraining program for all LASDRI instructors on things that are evolving. So we are moving along with what is trending. So on yearly basis, we used to take all instructor back to classroom. Then secondly, Lagos State government, they don't joke with capacity building of their staff. This year alone, I've attended like 2 courses in Abuja just for me to improve my knowledge. Likewise, the majority of our staff. It's an annual thing. The government used to invest a lot of money on training of Lagos State government staff, including Lagos State Driver Institute staff.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time speaking with the GM of LASDRI. So, madam, on a final note, what's your word of assurance to Lagosians, word of encouragement to your team, and of course, to your stakeholders?
To Lagosians, I want you to be on the right side of the law. If as a driver you are working for government or you are working for private individual, please, the law says you need to pass through Lagos State Driver Institute once in a year. It's the law. I don't want you to wait until you are embarrassed by vehicle services or LASMA before you do the right thing.
Okay.
For my staff, add more to your knowledge.
Okay.
Cultivate kind of reading habits. If you read, you see a lot of new things. Thereby there will be a lot of innovation, be creative. You'll be thinking outside the box. Our stakeholders, I want to appreciate them because there's some of these stakeholders, especially against Nigeria Limited, LASDRI, they have been sponsoring our program. So I appreciate God will continue to be with their businesses and make it thrive. You want to be a professional driver, visit any of our center and analysis. And you can also call 080-231-08441, or you can visit our website www.newlasdri.org.ng, on Instagram at LASDRIHQ, on X at LASDRI, then Gmail, driverinstitute@yahoo.com. Let me leave you with our slogan, LASDRI, the training driver for safety.
So, GM, want to thank you, ma'am, for
sir.
coming on the program. It's
You.
been a wonderful time speaking with you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And salute you for the very giant strides and achievements of positioning LASDRI to greater heights. Mrs. Afisat Chiamiyu, the General Manager of the Lagos State Drivers Institute LASDRI, has been speaking to us about the significant efforts, initiatives, programs and projects to position LASDRI as a very strategic agency in the transport sector. And so, for us here, safe and secure transportation system in Lagos can only be sustained by competent and, of course, trained drivers with the right driving culture. And that is what LASDRI is positioned to provide. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. And that's it on Lagos Agencies in Focus on TV Nigeria. Thanks for watching.